Ultranoir is a web design agency. We have 8 years now. So we are really a human-sized web agency. We are only 25 people. Our main office is in Paris, but we have also an office in Marseille, and we are opening an office this year in London. We are 3 co-founders, so I'm the creative director of the agency, and my partners are Hélène, who is in charge of the sales, and Olivier, in charge of production. Our main activity is to create the websites. I think we have one of the best scenes in the world, just to be a little humble. Now, just to say the competition is very hard, but we have really great studios or agencies such as Anonymous, Uzik, or all the agencies like Ultranoir. So I think the scene is very dynamic and very competitive, but in a very good way. The specificity of Ultranoir is that we don't have a specific domain. We can design e-commerce website, corporate website, event website, really branded website. So I think when the clients came to Ultranoir for work, what they request is a kind of elegance, a kind of really precise work, and just a perfect production by the end. We have a special room for brainstorm with a big blackboard, and that's really the first tool we use before going to Photoshop or in Visio for conception or even HTML. But what we're trying to do is when we do this conception, I mean with our hands, is to gather all the skills we have in the team, including the art director and the HTML programmer and even the back-end programmers. I think we were one of the first agencies in France to do a real responsive website. It was 3 years ago, and at this time the trend was to have just one object that can be resized depending on the device or the browsers. Now our strategy is to do one object for desktop and tablet, because it was basically the same resolution, and we do a specific version for mobile, which has really specific use. I would say it really depends on the project. For example, we did a website last year for Dior, and it was a website dedicated to the Asian market. So just for your information, in China you still have 30% of Internet Explorer 6. So just imagine, it's mostly impossible to design a version of the website for each browser. But for example, for Radio France, we did 2 websites, and one they request is that this website will only work on the two latest versions of browsers. So it really depends on the targets you have, the country you will have in your scope, and the type of project. I have to admit I'm the oldest person in the agency, so what I call my master or agency that exists for a long time, like North Kingdom, for example, in Sweden, or there is a guy that I love, he's called Ian McCall, and he's a UX designer, and he's, for example, the guy who invented the parallax effects. We read a lot about web design trends, but for example, the fact that Flash has died, few people can predict that. So it's really difficult to predict something. At this moment, everybody talks about card design, that the system that will be implemented in the Google glasses is just that now maybe a website will be a mix of what they call cart design. So it's a little piece of information that can be customized for the user. I would say HTML5. Ultranoir has been specialized in HTML5 for 5 years now, And I think that's the most technology that we can use, and we really want to stick to this technology because it's the only language that any device can speak, from a TV to a smartphone. Then we also do some research about WebGL, SVG, Canvas, animation, but most of the time we use HTML5 and of course what's coming with, such as JavaScript and CSS3. It's very difficult to dictate because when you have a lot of work with your clients, it's quite difficult to reserve time for an internal project. But in Ultranoir, we are really attached to this. So, for example, last year we have launched 3 prototypes. One to test the lip motion. It's a little device that you can play in 3D in front of your screen. We did one prototype to test the Google Speech feature, so you speak to your browser and you're supposed to surf with that. And last one was about SVG animation. And this year we'll release again 3 prototypes, and one will be released in 1 month, I think. I think it has changed the history of Ultranoir. Because, for example, we have now 14 awards with a 3W, and a lot of people contact us just because they have seen our work in awards. And many of our clients now, for example, Diesel, they're a client because they have seen our work on the awards website. I would say we were very happy to be invited in the awards conference, and I hope everything will be okay, and that's it.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
And enjoy the conferences.
Thank you.